Obsession. Dramatized recap. Bear sits at a diner and begins to talk to the girl across from him. You're the only person I've ever... Sorry, that's stupid. So stupid. The girl responds back. No, it's okay. Keep going. I feel like I'm coming apart. I think about you all the time. Even when I try not to, Nikki. You're in every song I listen to. You're the first person that was nice to me when I moved here. At first I thought, just maybe. The girl stares back at Bear with a blank face. And I realized who you are. And I keep telling myself, don't tell her. She's just too good. You're gonna lose her. But maybe you should know that I would choose you over everything. The girl smiles back with her big teeth. Oh, over everything? Bear's friend in the corner looks at him. Stop. 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 Bear stares back at the waitress. They're in a diner, and Bear's friend looks back at him. Yeah, that was cringy. I don't even know what to say. That was so damn cringy, I'm freaked out. Nikki would vomit. You told me to pour my heart out. Do you know how vulnerable I just got? I underestimated you. You gotta be way less sappy with Nikki. She doesn't like any of that shit. The waitress looks back at Bear, that's sitting across from him, that he was speaking to. Maybe get her some flowers or something. You know, something that she likes. Bear's friend, Ian, looks at the waitress. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you want me to go? Yeah. You gotta somewhere else to be, right? Bear looks back at the waitress. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. And she walks off. Bear looks back at Ian. That was so embarrassing. Ian looks at Bear. Yeah, but thank God you did it, because it was damn awful. Just awful. Ian looks at Bear with a stern face. Have you ever even flirted with Nikki? Just flirt with her. You know, remember when she used to be called Freaky Nikki? Play around with her a bit. Do something like that. Maybe ask her for a drink sometime. Bear looks at Ian. Should I invite her to trivia? No. Trivia's what I look forward to all week. Yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to trivia, Bear. You cannot turn our 7 years of gathering at trivia into your fucking promposal. That's not gonna happen here. Ian looks at Bear. Look, if she means that much to you, wait, give it time. Do it at the right time. Bear looks at Ian. Alright, I'll wait. That's right. Say it with me. All you have is time. Bear gets back to his apartment and sees his cat Sandy laid dead on the floor, having gotten into his prescription pills from the cabinet. Bear sobs uncontrollably as he lifts Sandy's small head. Saliva drool is covered below on the hardwood floor. Bear cleans up the floor and then takes a trash bag and puts the body of Sandy in it. Bear turns off the lights and lays in the dark, scrolling through Nikki's Instagram, looking at her most recent pictures. He gets an unexpected call from Nikki. Nikki tells him she's super busy at work and she missed him there today. And he was so lucky that he wasn't able to come in. Nikki tells Bear that they're going to trivia tonight and asks if he's going. Despite holding back feelings and tears because of Sandy's passing, Bear attempts to tell Nikki that he's not going to be at trivia. Nikki interrupts him and begins to tell him that she's putting in her 2 weeks at work and asks Bear if he can still come to trivia. Despite his sadness for Sandy passing away, he forces himself to go. Bear responds to Nikki. You know what? Tonight's the night. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be there. Nikki responds to Bear. Yeah, so you can just skip all that stuff you're working on, okay? So, oh, shit. I dropped my crystal necklace down the drain. I gotta go, but I'll see you tonight, okay? Nikki hangs up the phone. Before trivia, Bear goes to a magic shop to try to get Nikki another crystal necklace. The worker at the store helps Bear as he looks at the necklaces. She's half on the phone and responding to a customer while trying to help him. Which ones are these? Amethyst helps for, like, calmness. And then the other one is for, like, love and shit. I don't know. The girl goes back to the phone. Hey, wait, which one's for, like, good vibes? Probably citrine? I don't know. Take a look over there. The citrine is basically sunshine in a rock. Okay, thanks. Yeah, let me know if you need anything else. The worker walks back behind the counter. Bear begins to talk to himself. Sunshine in a rock. Nikki would hate that. Bear puts the necklace back on the counter. He looks slowly around the magic shop, and in the back, behind a glass case, is the one Wish Willow. Only $6.99 in a white and red case. It shows cartoon children on the front of the box and says, "Make your one wish come true." Behind it are signs that show small white little voodoo dolls that look like stuffed animals. Bear picks up the box, and it says, "You only get one wish." He turns over the back of the box. On the back is the symbol of a tabby cat on the right, with a cat on the top, and it says, "Spark the middle and break in half." Bear goes back up to the counter with the one Wish Willow. "Found the crystal you want?" No, but I'll take this." He puts the box in front of the worker. The worker looks at Bear. "Oh, wow, these have been pretty popular since we put them out. Everyone wants a wish." Bear smiles softly. The two look at each other awkwardly in silence. Bear looks at the worker. "Well, it's not for me, so..." The girl raises her eyebrows. "Well, okay, but don't come back complaining." Bear looks at the girl. "Do people complain about these?" "Well, they're kind of collectibles. Some people don't open them, but the people that do come back and complain." Bear looks at her. "Because it's a scam? Or..." The girl looks back. "Hey man, we're not scammers here." Bear looks at the girl. No, I mean, because it doesn't go the way they want, or does it ruin their lives? The girl looks at Bear. "Yeah, whatever. Or they die or wish they were dead." They both stare at each other awkwardly. The girl looks at Bear. "Yeah, you can write a review, but this is going to go ahead and be 7 and change." Bear goes and meets up with Ian, Sarah, and Nikki at Baker's Pub for trivia night. Bear contemplates telling Nikki his feelings in his head, and Ian looks over at him across the table and mouths to him not to say anything. Nikki goes to get 4 shots of tequila, and Bear offers to go with her, despite Ian mouthing from across the table not to. Bear refuses to tell Nikki about Sandy, his cat that passed away. So Nikki presses Bear and comes to the conclusion that he watched TV all day. Nikki looks at Bear, smiles and rolls her eyes. "Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't realize you were saying something." Looks back. "Bear?" "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later, Nikki." Sarah shows up with Ian. "Oh, hey. I didn't realize we were taking a trip to the bar." The group of 4 decides to go take shots. Nikki and Ian leave and go back as trivia starts. Sarah stays behind with Bear. "So how's Sandy?" "Sandy died." "What?" "Sandy died." Sarah looked at Bear. "Bear, I'm so sorry." She throws her arms around Bear and holds him tight. Ian wants to go to the next bar after trivia to do karaoke, but Nikki wants to go home after having a long day. Bear offers to give Nikki a ride back home. Sarah hugs Bear, and Bear opens up the car door for Nikki. Ian looks at Bear. "Get her home safe, all right?" Nikki looks back at Ian. "Ew, don't say it like that." Nikki, exhausted from the day, sits in the passenger seat next to Bear. She asks if he's doing okay, if everything's all right after Sandy passed. Everything's okay. Well, it's not. It hasn't really hit me yet. Nikki looks at Bear. You can always call me when it does, right? Bear attempts to try to get Nikki not quit her job so she can stay working with them, but she suggests she wants to quit so she can focus on writing. Nikki stares up into the ceiling of the car. No, I need a big life change. And I'm not feeling love, Bear. I want to feel love. I don't feel love there. Bear, you're the only person I feel I can talk to about this stuff. Bear looks back at Nikki. You too. Oh, don't let me forget. I got you something. You what? I don't know. That's an odd reaction. Nikki stares at Bear as they pull up to her house. Nikki looks slowly at Bear. So Sarah's been asking about you. She asked about you all day today. How do you feel about that? So you're asking me if I have feelings for Sarah? I'm asking you how you feel about that. And how you feel about Sarah. And how you feel about Sarah having a crush on you. That would be about how you feel about Sarah. I like her as a friend. I figured. She's so fucking obvious. When I have a crush on a guy, nobody knows. Nikki begins to get out of the car and opens the car door. Bear stares at Nikki. Wait! Nikki, wait! Nikki! Nikki stops and looks inside the car. Bear hesitates. I was gonna ask you something, but then I lost my train of thought. Hey, Nikki, remember when we were in class together? In Mr. Lander's class? And I forgot my mouthpiece, but then you had an extra one. So then you gave me yours. Bear. Lander liked me. Nikki slams the car door. She begins to walk away to the house. Night, Bear. Good night, freaky Nikki. Nikki turns back slowly to the car. Ew. Don't call me that. You know I don't like that. She walks back up to the car, places her hand on top of the window. She gives a big sigh, looks at Bear inside the window. Do you like me? If you do, now's the time to tell me you have feelings for me. Bear hesitates and freezes, looking back at Nikki. I think we're good friends. Okay. Nikki moves her hair behind her ear. Good. Good night. As Nikki turns and walks away, Bear places his hand on his face. Why? Why the fuck? Why? Bear reaches inside his backpack and takes out the one Wish Willow and opens the side of the box. A toy sound plays as he takes it from inside the box. He holds it in two hands. I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone in the whole fucking world! And he breaks the one Wish Willow. Bear waits and nothing happens. He grabs the keys to the car, puts them in the ignition and begins to start the car, but looks back at Nikki's house. Nikki walks back up to the car and Bear hesitates. Oh, sorry, I was missing directions. Don't you have something for me? Bear hesitates again. Yeah, I left it at home. But I can bring it to you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Maybe you want to come inside. I did just lose my cat, Bear. Bear looks back at Nikki confused. You just lost your cat? Oh, I mean, you lost your cat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry for your loss. But do you want to come inside? Bear, confused and freaked out, looks to the back seat where he sees the box of the one Wish Willow. Nikki, are you okay? Yeah. Well, why don't you come inside? We can have some drinks and talk more about your cat. You're acting weird. Are you drunk? Nikki looks around and snaps out. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? I'm acting so weird. This is so weird. Nikki's eyes squint and she smiles back and snaps back into the way she was before. Nikki looks at Bear. Wait! I know what you're trying to do. She runs around to the driver's door and grabs Bear's backpack and runs back around to her side. She crawls into the passenger seat. Let's go to your place. Bear begins to freak out. Nikki, what the fuck? I've never seen you act this way before. Are you drunk? And I think you need to go home. Nikki stares back at Bear. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I must be pretty fucked up. Sorry for acting this way. My dad's dying. Nikki starts crying uncontrollably. Can we go, please? Yeah. They drive to Bear's house. Nikki walks into Bear's home slow and smells the area. It smells nice. It smells like you. I like it here. Nikki sits on Bear's bed. Bear asks Nikki if she needs water or Advil, and he has it in the kitchen. Nikki tries to apologize for acting weird. No, it's fine. Just take all the space. Sorry, all the time you need. Bear leaves to go to sleep in the living room, and Nikki stops him. Wait, can you sleep with me? And Bear hesitates, but agrees to sleep next to Nikki. She removes the shirt over her bra, and Bear lays down awkwardly next to her. Nikki cuddles up to Bear and places her head on his neck. I really like this. Why? Nikki looks into Bear's eyes and moves in front of him. I'm really sorry about your cat, Bear. Bear looks at Nikki. I think you got me beat on that one. Nikki pulls Bear in and plants a kiss right on his lips and begins to repeat the process. But then she pauses. What the fuck? Ah! Nikki falls backwards off the bed, back first. Nikki crawls back on the bed and squints. Oh my god! Wait, I'm so sorry. You kissed me. Nikki, I'm so sorry. You don't have to be sorry. I thought I made you do something you didn't like. No. I saw something. It was a panic attack. Nikki begins crying uncontrollably. Eventually, she lays back down on the bed and Bear sets up a pallet on a hardwood floor and goes to sleep. While Nikki sleeps, Bear goes into the living room and opens his computer. He researches on the internet if the Wish Willow actually works. Seeing mixed reviews, he sees that it's called the plastic possession. Many say it's fake and they're just collectibles, but some swear that they actually work. Bear goes back into the bedroom where Nikki is sleeping. Nikki is sitting up straight. What were you doing? Bear stops and hesitates. I was just going to the bathroom and, I don't know. The two decide to lay back down and go to sleep. Bear gets up later that night and walks into the kitchen and sees Sandy, his dead cat's body, laid on the top of a ritual table with a card from Nikki. Nikki walks into the kitchen from the bedroom. Oh, I thought you would like it, Bear responds. Nikki, that's fucked up. Bear and Nikki go to work together the next morning at the music store. Ian begins to ask Bear about his conversation with Nikki. Ian begins to ask Bear about the night before with Nikki in the break room. Bear tells Ian that Nikki has been acting weird and it's because her dad has cancer. Ian, surprised to find this out, begins asking more questions. Bear tells Ian about how she would snap in and snap out. Ian asks Bear if he told her how he felt, and Bear tells Ian that he hasn't told Nikki yet. Ian is shocked after finding out Nikki and Bear kissed when she stayed over. Eventually, the two come to the conclusion that Nikki was on drugs. After work, Nikki begins to get her stuff out of Bear's car. Bear tells Nikki that he doesn't know if he can take her home. I know, Bear. I'm just grabbing my books. And Nikki jumps in Ian's car. Ian agrees to drop Nikki off at her house. After Ian drops her off, Bear calls Ian and asks if Nikki talked to him about what happened. Nikki told Ian that she was just fucked up. A knock appears on the door. Nikki's standing outside Bear's house. Bear opens the door. Nikki is wearing a tight red dress. She apologizes for how she acted the night before. Nikki tells Bear she couldn't ride home with him because she had to make sure she was cleaned up and showered first. Nikki fumbles over her words. Yeah, it was drugs, and with stuff that happened to my dad, really messed me up, and I want to be honest about some things. Nikki looks up, moves her head back, and stares slowly at Bear. I know you like me, Bear. Bear stares at the ground. What? Why do you like me? Nikki looks directly at Bear. Would it freak you out if I said yes? Bear stares back at Nikki. How long have you felt that way? I don't know. It started over time, around Christmas. Last night I was just seeing what we could be. Do you have feelings for me? Bear, frozen in time, looks into Nikki's eyes. Yeah, I do. Nikki pulls Bear in and proceeds to kiss him and lay him down on the bed. The next morning, they eat breakfast at the kitchen table. At work, they take their lunch together and make out in the break room, and share memories together through old photos. As the weeks pass, coworkers notice how the two have become exclusive. Weeks pass and the couple are out on a date night at a local restaurant. Bear begins to ask Nikki how her dad is doing. Nikki looks at Bear as she puts butter on her bread. Can we not talk about that? Bear's phone rings. It's Ian. Instead of picking up the call, Bear puts it on Do Not Disturb. Nikki looks at Bear. So what do you want to do? I never really asked. Bear looks at Nikki. Well, you were the one that called me a closed book. And Nikki looks back. Well, the good thing about a closed book is you can always open it back up from the start. Bear tells Nikki he would like to be a food critic, and Nikki criticizes him because he puts ketchup on his steak. Ian calls again and Bear answers in an effort to get him to stop calling. Ian tells Bear that he doesn't want to spread drama, but he found out that Nikki's dad is perfectly fine and is not in the hospital. Ian tells Bear that he called the hospital, and the hospital didn't even know who he was talking about. Bear, I'm going to tell you this, not because I want to start something, but Sarah and Nikki had a conversation one day at the office when you weren't there. And Sarah asked Nikki how she felt about you, and Nikki said she just looked at you like a friend, like her little brother or something, man. That may suck to hear, but I just figured you should know because, I don't know, I think she has some ill intentions or something. Something fucking weird is going on, man. I don't know. Maybe Sarah made that up. Take that out of the equation. I don't know. But even you take that out of the equation, this is strange, man. It's like Nikki snapped into another person, and now she's entirely infatuated with you. Memories play in Bear's head of when he broke the one Wish Willow. Bear puts the phone down slow and hangs up silently. Bear begins to sit back at the table. Nikki looks back surprised. Everything okay? Bear hesitates to say anything. Yeah. Everything is fine. Nikki shows Bear that she got him a gift. He opens it up. It's a tiger's eye. It was first my mom's, and then it was handed down to me. It's supposed to give you confidence. So now you can be your own food critic. So now you can be my little food critic. Bear looks up at Nikki. Why are you giving this to me? Nikki looks back at Bear, adjacent from him. Bear, I love you so much. I don't think I could ever live without you. Bear repeats the same words he made when he broke the one Wish Willow. You love me more than anyone in the world? Nikki looks back at Bear. Yes, more than anyone. Nikki gives a small grin. Bear looks up at Nikki and slowly asks Nikki, Does your dad really have cancer? Nikki's face becomes pale. Water begins to fill her eyes as her mouth drops slowly. Nikki looks back in response. No, don't do that! Nikki stands above Bear, standing across from the booth. I thought we were having a nice date. Why does it matter if I thought we were having a nice date? Bear stops Nikki from causing the scene. We are. We're having a nice date. Nikki slowly sits down and looks at Bear. Then why does it matter if we were having a nice date? Bear shakes his head slowly. His mouth goes straight. It doesn't matter to me. That night, Nikki lays flat on Bear's bed and they aggressively have sex. Nikki moans as her face is blank and she stares into space lifeless under Bear. Bear wakes up and the clock reads 3:45 a.m. Nikki stands in the corner of the room wearing his sweater. She moves creepily like a T-Rex and prances about the room and back into the corner. Bear looks at Nikki. Nikki, what are you doing? She whispers back. I was watching you sleep. Nikki looks at Bear and walks sideways into a corner. Nikki sobs loudly and uncontrollably. I feel like you don't love me as much as I do. Like the feeling isn't mutual. No, I do. I love you. At wit's end and terrified, Bear falls back to sleep as Nikki watches him curl up in dead silence. Screams from the corner of the room echo throughout the house. Why don't you love me? Nikki prances in sideways with a flower vase covering her face. Her long black hair overshadows the outside of the flowers. Bear looks at Nikki. Nikki, what are you doing? Nikki hands the flowers to Bear. For Sandy. Bear responds, disturbed. Okay. Bear puts the flowers on the table for Sandy. Nikki crawls back into bed with Bear. Bear begins to move the blanket to get out of the bed slowly. Nikki's mouth widens, and she screams, Stay! And Bear, terrified, holds the covers and crawls back into bed. Next morning, Bear wakes up to see Nikki is not beside him. He goes to the bathroom and notices the top piece of his hair has been cut off. Bear sees Nikki sitting on the couch. Bear looks at Nikki and says, Did you cut my hair? Let's not do that. Showing feelings of sadness, Nikki slowly sinks back into her chair. Oh, okay. I packed you a lunch. She begins to hand Bear his lunchbox, and Bear tells Nikki how the night before really creeped him out and scared him. Nikki apologizes, and she smiles wide, showing teeth, squinting her eyes, holding a wide grin creepily frozen. How about this then? That's not good either. Depressed, Nikki looks back in sadness. Oh, but I love you so. Bear looks at Nikki and interrupts. Stop! Just stop! He moves to Bear's face and pulls him in. She meets him with her wet lips adjoining his. Okay. But no more creepy stuff. That stuff is weird. Okay. I super promise. No more weird stuff, I promise. Okay, so we're good? I'm gonna miss you. I wish I was scheduled today. Bear turns around with his lunchbox. His eyes bulge wide from his head. No. Enjoy your day off. Maybe I could pop by. Bear looks towards the door frame. No, just make yourself at home. Bear looks at the door. Nikki has made a cocoon of duct tape and sealed the door off. Bear struggles and begins to pry right side open. If you're having trouble getting the door open, maybe you should just stay home. No, I'm good. Out of breath, he peels the door free and it flies open. Nikki shouts, Goodbye! And remains frozen with a wide grin on her face, squinty eyes, and a t-shirt and bra from the night before. Pee drips slowly down her leg and onto the rug below. Bear sits next to Sarah on his lunch break. He opens up the lunchbox and Nikki has put 2 pictures on the top of the food she packed. The first is a Polaroid picture of Bear taken from an outside camera ring. Underneath it, she wrote the words, You. The next photo is a selfie Polaroid of Nikki and Bear. As Nikki is wide awake and Bear sleeps next to her, underneath it, it is written, Not me. On top of the Tupperware containing a sandwich, there's a sticky note where Nikki has wrote, "My little food critic." As Bear begins to eat the sandwich, he tells Sarah that Ian told him what Sarah and Nikki were talking about, how Nikki thinks of Bear as just a friend. "Well, we talked about it before, Bear. I just think it's weird. I don't know what game Nikki is playing, but now y'all are dating, like, super dating, and I just don't want you to get hurt. And if that's the case, then I'll just tell you that Nikki and Ian..." Sarah is interrupted by her boss that tells her she got another letter back from a college she applied to. Sarah opens the letter and walks slowly in her punk rock boots back to Bear. It's another rejection. This is what I get for being a fucker in high school. Sarah puts her head on Bear's shoulder and tells him that she has one more college letter to get back in the mail. She flirts with him and grabs the sticky note off the Tupperware. "My little food critic? What does that mean? And since you're a food critic, well, what's the verdict on Cat?" Bear's eyes open wide. He goes silent. Butterflies swarm his belly. Bear begins to turn green. Sarah looks at Bear. "Bear? What the fuck does that mean? What's the verdict on Cat?" Bear continues to look at the Tupperware and leans over and vomits. Sandy's remains are half chewed in the sandwich. After work, Ian asks Bear for a ride home because his check engine light came on the car. Bear criticizes Ian for not inviting him and Nikki to his planned party he found out about from Sarah. "Sorry, Bear. It's weird how Nikki's been acting, and until I find out what's going on, I'm not inviting you to my place. It looks like Nikki's going through something, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Was taking advantage of you, or her? I don't know what to tell you. It looks bad, alright? Fine. Well, then tonight we can have a guys' night at my place. If the relationship's good, then she'll be okay with it." After dropping Ian off, Bear sits in his car before walking into his house. The One Wish Willow toy sound goes off and plays. He takes the One Wish Willow out of his bag. On the back of the box, he finds the Contact Us number. It reads, "Contact us if you have any questions with your One Wish Willow. Please call customer service at 771-023-4567. Bear calls the number on the box, and the customer service line answers. "Hello?" Bear responds, "Hi, I just wanted to see if I could alter a wish." "Are you wanting to cancel a wish?" "No, I just wanted to see if I could alter a wish." "No, you can't alter a wish. If you have questions about how a wish works, we're happy to help you." Is this even real?" "Yeah, it's real." No. I mean, is her love real?" "Just because you made a wish doesn't mean it's any less real." Okay, I would like to cancel a wish." "Would you like to put in a wish cancel request?" Yes. I would like to put in a wish cancel request." Sorry. We don't really do that." What the hell? Then what can I do then? So she's just like fucked forever? "Well, yeah, it'll be there. The wish, as long as you live." "Wait, what if I don't live then? Will the wish go away?" "Well, yeah." "Wait, what? Then she also does this thing where she like snaps in and snaps back and she freaks out. What is that?" "Would you like to talk to her?" A woman screams on the other line in torture. "Would you like to talk to Nikki?" Bear, terrified and scared, freezes in his car, sweat pouring down his face. He hangs up the phone and gets out of the car. Bear runs inside and opens the duct tape door. Nikki is standing in front of the door, soaked in sweat and vomit, her shirt half torn off, exposing her bra. "Nikki, what's going on?" "Oh, sorry, Bear. I look disgusting. I had a stomach bug or something." Nikki's sunken, dark black eyes stare directly at Bear with her straight, sweaty hair. I'll go shower. I'll go clean up. I'll go clean up, baby. She runs into the bathroom and slams the bathroom door. On the rug next to Bear is dark black matter that looks like vomit or fecal matter. Bear talks to Nikki through the door. Nikki, you know we talked about this. Did you cook the cat? Nikki, we talked about this. You can't do that. I'm very upset about that. The shower water runs hot and echoes loudly throughout the house. Hey, listen, Nikki. Ian invited me to a boys' night tonight. The shower knob turns and the water stops instantly and creaks. Nikki talks to Bear through the bathroom. You're gonna go to the boys' night? Well, let me just finish showering and I'll go with you. Bear hesitates. Nikki, Ian said it was a boys' night, so I think I'm just gonna go to that. Slam hits the wall and Nikki screams in horror. Nikki talks to Bear through the wall. Oh, that's so weird because Sarah was just done telling me that she's going. But that's okay. I'll just stay here then. Bear responds. If Sarah's going, then maybe you should come. Nikki screams through the wall. Now, if you wanted me to go, you would tell me to go. Ian opens up the door. Bear brought Nikki to the party. Ian criticizes Bear for bringing Nikki to the party and that he couldn't be without Nikki for 3 hours. Bear interjects and criticizes Ian for letting Sarah come to the party. At the party, the group plays Jenga and other drinking games. Nikki creeps everyone out by laughing hysterically loud. Nikki decides to go next in the Jenga game and pulls the block off and reads the topic. She stands up and pulls her phone out to read a script that she's been working on. Nikki speaks softly and quickly. The air was charged by a distant call of the night bird. His face was obscured, but I knew he was looking at my chest. Nikki changes her voice to an old woman. Each side stretching, recently matured to different sizes. Hansel, come lay with me, like the old woman taught us when we were children. I said. Nikki changes her voice back to hers. He closed the door and leaned against it. You're not my wife, Gretel, he said. I'm more than your wife. I'm your sister. Hansel flinched and reached for the door handle. I knew he would not leave this place. He would relent and choose to be inside me like he had many nights before. If not, I would flay his meaty forearm, roll it like a stick of licorice and insert the flesh between my legs. Hansel is my soul. Love only the branch of a withered tree could conjure. Brother, you will be inside me tonight. The room's silent to where you can hear a pin drop stares at Nikki as she slowly sits back on the couch. Nikki talks back in her normal voice. That's the new book I'm working on. Everyone stays silent as Ian tells the next person to take a turn, but they refuse to go. So they continue to rotate around the room until it's Bear's turn. Bear takes the block of Jenga and reads the topic. Kiss the person on your left. On Bear's left is Sarah with alternative punk rock outfit. She stares confused at Bear. Nikki stands up immediately with a massive thud to the floor. Bear and Sarah stare at Nikki. Nikki's long black hair, big brown face, and tight red dress is in front of the two. Nikki pulls Sarah's chair forward and drags her backwards. She steps in front of Sarah adjacent to Bear. She gets on her knees and puckers up her lips, intending to be kissed. Bear gives Nikki a little peck on the lips. Nikki stares at Bear longingly. No one will ever know what it's like to love someone as much as I love you. Nikki stands up slowly and then announces to the entire room, "And everyone in this room will die if they don't feel the strength of connection that I feel with my bear." Nikki continues to stare creepily at Ian below her. Ian slowly looks at Nikki. "Nikki, are you okay?" Nikki laughs. "I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm just joking." "Okay, fine. I'm not joking. Deal with it." And she slams her hand down on her face and turns into a frown again. Ian offers everyone Jello shots and begins to get up because the room is looking awkwardly silent. Nikki looks into the eyes of Bear and slowly touches his hair, and then screams and snaps backwards and falls over herself, screaming in terror. "It's got me! It's got me! It's got me!" The group stares in horror. Nikki slams a wine bottle down over and over and over on the table until it breaks in half and slams into her forehead twice. Blood rushes down the front of her forehead to her breast. Nikki's mouth distorts wide. "I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry!" Her hair is parted back. Her teeth shine around the room as her big grin and mouth opens wide. Laughing hysterically, Nikki continues to contort her mouth into an unnatural shape, moving her head back and forth, shaking it as everyone screams at Bear to get up and help Nikki. Bear attempts to drive Nikki to the hospital. Upon arrival, she gets out of the passenger seat, and the nurses try to help her into the hospital, but she dances around the parking lot like an incoherent drunk person. Bear takes her back home. Back at the house, Nikki and Bear sit at the table, and Bear tells Nikki that this behavior isn't normal. Bear says, "You know, a couple weeks ago, everything was fine. Everything was normal, but this behavior, it isn't okay, Nikki. It isn't normal. Do you even like me?" Nikki interjects, "Bear, I love. No, Nikki. Nikki, do you like me?" Bear stops and holds Nikki's hands. "No, what I'm asking, Nikki, is do you love me?" Nikki doesn't respond. She contorts her head and looks into Bear's eyes. The grin grows all the way across her face, showing her bright white teeth, and her eyes squint and lock onto Bear. "I'm your freaking Nikki, Bear," pulls away from Nikki and walks to the bathroom. Nikki yells at Bear, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the bathroom, Nikki." Nikki yells at Bear, "Can you at least tell me you love me?" Bear looks back. "This isn't working. I think we need to take a break." Nikki bursts out into tears and gets on her knees. No. I'll be anything you want me to be. I'll be Nikki. I'll be your Nikki. Let me be Nikki." "But you're not Nikki." Nikki screams back, "I can be Nikki!" Nikki calms down and touches Bear frantically. I'm so sorry. Tears fill Bear's face. Bear looks deep into Nikki's eyes and says, "It's not real. It's not real." Nikki continues to frantically touch Bear. Desperate as tears fill her eyes, she reminds him and says slowly, "I fucking love you. I love you, Bear. I love you." Bear hesitates and stops. "I love you too." Nikki screams frantically and contorts backwards and walks to the other room. Bear screams and continues to yell at Nikki that she's scaring him. Bear tells Nikki to take the bed for herself tonight, and he's going to go and stay at Ian's. To his surprise, Nikki responds, "Okay." Nikki screams again, and Bear can hear from across the room the sound of breaking glass and grunting. Bear yells at Nikki, "Nikki, what are you doing?" Nikki walks back in slow. A dark shadow forms over her as she holds a pair of scissors. "Well, if I have the bed all to myself tonight, I'll lay there warm until slowly I feel cold. Like I walked into a freezer or something." My hands will feel like they're full of sand, like when you lay on them. And then that feeling will spread slowly throughout my entire body. And you'll still be in my heart, in all sort of pain, the feeling of regret, just like a chemical sludge. And even though it's quiet, somehow it will get quieter and more painful when you just let go of everything you once were. And then there will be nothing. It's not darkness. Darkness isn't a color. It's just nothing. Or you can stay. Nikki creepily walks back into the other room. Afraid to move, Bear sleeps on the bed next to Nikki as Nikki holds him, still bloody from the day before. Bear gets a text from Sarah that she needs to tell him something extremely important, and if he can't come, she's going to come to him. So he texts her back and agrees to meet up with her. Bear tries to slowly move Nikki's hand so he can escape out of the bed. He hears a small voice coming from the bed. Bear, kill me. Kill me, please, Bear. Bear, confused, continues to look at Nikki asleep. She's asleep, Bear. Just kill me. Bear responds, Nikki, what would be so bad about being with me? I've never been with you, Bear. Just kill me. Shh. Don't wake her up. But just kill me. Bear stares at Nikki sleeping but leaves the room. Small voice coming from Nikki's body. Please. Please, Bear. Kill me, please. Bear meets with Sarah in a parking lot. Sarah smokes inside the car and begins to question Bear about what's going on with Nikki. Bear tries to tell Sarah that the issue with Nikki is her father dying of cancer. Sarah interrupts and mentions that Nikki is not even close to her father. Sarah mentions she received her last letter of college application and wants to open it with Bear. Sarah looks at Bear. Bear, I gotta tell you something. Oh, fuck. I promised I wouldn't tell you this, but Nikki and Ian have been hooking up on and off for like 2 years. It's super casual and not romantic, but he thinks that she's doing it to get back at him. And even if she's not, it's kind of a shame. Because I think you could use someone more chill. Bear interjects. Like you? Well, I mean, I was super liked in the game. The glass in the driver's seat shatters. A brick crashes through the glass and is placed on the steering wheel of the driver's seat. Sarah's head repeatedly bangs over and over and over and over and over on the brick until she is lifeless. Her skull remains visible through her flesh on her face. Nikki's dark, pale eyes and black hair can be seen through the window. Nikki looks in through the driver's window. I'm so sorry that you had to see that, baby. But remember, you wanted this. Bear looks at Sarah's corpse in the driver's seat. Her eyeballs remain fully exposed, and the front of her face is deteriorated. Nikki runs to the passenger seat and opens up the door and attempts to comfort Bear. Oh, no, 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 honey. No. You need to breathe. You need to breathe. But you're going to have to help me dispose of her body. Yes, yes, I know. Don't be scared, it's okay. All this is your fault. Sarah's death is your fault. Remember, you wished for this. Nikki and Bear put Sarah's body in the back of the trunk. Nikki and Bear stop in a warehouse. Nikki walks out to the center room with the blood-stained clothes. She's ready, baby! Why don't you go home and I'll take it from here? Bear exits and attempts to drive back to his house. He stops on the top of the mountain to watch the sunrise. He opens the letter that Sarah got from her last college application. She was finally accepted into Luther Art School. Bear breaks down and screams at the top of his lungs, shaking the steering wheel of his seat. Bear stops at the magic shop from where he got the one Wish Willow, terrified. Bear runs into the shop in the blood-stained clothes in an attempt to get another one Wish Willow. Bear shouts for help immediately. The man at the counter begins to make a joke and say they don't have any more Wish Willows, but then tells him they're right on the counter. Bear complains about the wish he made. The man at the counter asks him if he's called the number on the back. Bear gets in an argument with the store associate. Did you not check the warnings on the back of the box? In front of the store associate, Bear breaks down. Oh God, what did you do? Bear looks at the man at the counter. She's obsessed with me. Oh, that's not too bad. Bear interrupts. No, I need to reverse it. The man at the counter stops him. No, you can't reverse it. Look at me, man. I already used my wish. Bear stops the man at the counter. What should I do? What should I do? The man at the counter responds, well, maybe, just maybe, if you can find someone to make a wish that will contradict your wish, I don't know. Maybe you should ask her. Or you could die. I mean, you could kill yourself. You could do that. Bear looks at the back of the promotional box of the Wish Willow, and it has the cartoon of the boy and the girl, and says, amaze your friends. Bear gets back in the car and opens the box of the Wish Willow he purchased from the magic shop. The toy sound plays. I wish Nikki only loved me as a friend. Bear attempts to break the Wish Willow, but it won't break. He tries again, and it still won't bend. He bangs on the door of Ian's house. Ian opens the door quickly. Where have you been? I've texted you like 50 times. Ian tells Bear that Nikki has texted him, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. Hey man, what the fuck's going on? Nikki's texting me over and over to come to your place, like all this weird shit. Bear stops and interjects. Hold on, wait a minute. Just stay here. Ian, don't come over, Ian. Don't come over. Ian interjects. Bear, tell me what the fuck is happening. Bear takes out the Wish Willow. Okay. So Nikki started liking me out of nowhere, and I broke this piece of wood. It's fucking real, man. And you can make a wish. It's real. It'll work. I made a wish. A wish that Nikki would love me more than anyone in the fucking world, and it worked. Think about it, dude. Think about it. She's been acting weird lately, right? Think about how drastically she's changed. Ian interjects. Is this a fucking joke to you? No, you don't get it. It's real, Ian. Ian grabs the Wish Willow out of Bear's hand. This is real? Then make a fucking wish, man. Bear interjects. No, you can't. You only get one wish. Ian interrupts. Oh, that makes sense. So that's really convenient. Bear stops. No, Ian. Please, you don't get it. You only get one wish if it's real. I needed a wish that I never made a wish, okay? And then you can be with Nikki. Ian stops. Oh, that's what this is about? I was going to tell you that. Ian opens the box and takes the Wish Willow. The toy sound plays. Fine, Bear. I wish for $1 billion. He breaks the wooden stick. $1 billion cash rains down from the ceiling like a waterfall. Bear in the head and pouring like rain. Ian runs back into the house shouting for Nikki. Nikki, I need you to do something for me. Upon entering the house, he sees there is an altar set up with candles and pictures of him and Nikki. Nikki moves from behind the curtain, behind Bear, and prances around the room as Bear shouts out for her. Nikki, you would do anything for me, right? He takes out the Wish Willow. On the TV, images of Bear and Nikki play from the intimate nights together. In the living room, Sarah's naked body is on the chair, bloody and mangled. Nikki appears behind Bear, smoking Sarah's cigarette and wearing pieces of Sarah's hair that she cut off. She wears Sarah's dress from the night before, and on top of her breast is the same tattoo Sarah had. Nikki looks at Bear. I would do anything for you, baby. She sucks on the cigarette. Fumes of smoke fill the room. Nikki shouts at Bear. Why can't you love me? Why can't you love me? Nikki smashes her head with the same brick that she used on Sarah. Her forehead bleeds from the top, drains down her body. She crawls to Bear. The house continues to make noise. Ian, who is knocking on the door, breaks through the front door as Nikki sits across onto Bear and places the gun underneath her chin. Nikki shouts at Bear, "Why don't you love me? I'll shoot myself. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking kill myself. I'll kill myself for you. I don't care." Nikki reaches back with the gun and shoots Ian in the head. Ian falls lifeless to the floor. Blood drips from Nikki's head, nose and mouth as she spits blood on Bear's face, screaming, "I'll rip my fucking eyes out of my skull and shove the barrel on my pussy, bitch!" Nikki continues to scream, shouting, "Say it! Say it! Say it!" Bear shouts back, "I love you! I love you, Nikki!" Nikki leans across Bear and puts her hand on his chest and lays on him. "I knew you did, baby." Bear looks at Nikki as he holds her. "We'll make this work. We'll make this work, baby." Nikki cries on his shoulder. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. I wanted to for you again." Bear, terrified, holds Nikki soaked in sweat. "It's okay. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. It's okay. It's okay." He looks up at Bear. "We'll be together forever and ever and ever." Bear's face goes stern. He shakes his head to the side. Nikki looks up. "Oh, why did you shake your head? Why did you shake your head?" Bear tells Nikki that he needs to freshen up. Nikki screams as Bear runs into the bathroom and locks the door. Nikki shouts, "Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I love you! I love you! Fuck you! Fuck you!" Over and over and over, Nikki pounds on the door and turns the doorknob. "No, fuck you, Bear! Fuck you! I love you! Let me in, Bear! Let me in! What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" Inside the bathroom, Bear takes out the gun from inside his sweatshirt and looks at it longingly. Bear places the tiger's foot that Nikki gave him on their date on the counter. Bear places the gun to his chest, but then moves the gun inside his mouth as he holds the back of his head. Nikki talks from the other room. "If space is what we need, then take it. It's going to be okay." Bear pauses and puts the gun down. He pulls back the mirror from above the counter and takes out the pills that Sandy got into. Bear leans back on the wall and takes one pill, then pours the rest of the body into his mouth and swallows. Bear attempts to make himself throw up and pauses. He is hit by the effects of the drug and is shrouded in enlightenment. Bear begins to walk back into the living room slowly. In the living room, Bear's eyes lock onto Nikki. They both smile, delighted to see each other, as the images of them play on the TV of the both. Nikki smiles and rolls her eyes like the time they played trivia together at the bar. Bear is so happy to see her. They both playfully laugh and smile. Bear walks in close to Nikki. He kisses Nikki longingly, truly loving her. They both hold each other. On the altar, a doll, candles, pictures. In the empty One Wish Willow box remain. Outside the box, the stick goes broken. Bear collapses and falls to the floor as Nikki screams for him. "No, honey! No, Bear! No, Bear!" Bear lays dead in Nikki's arms, foaming at the mouth as Nikki shouts, "What did you do, baby? What did you do? What did you do?" Nikki cries uncontrollably, holding Bear's head as the flame from his mouth soaks at the side of his cheeks, and his eyes glaze open, and his body lays limp across her lap. Nikki cries, my baby, no, my baby." Nikki grabs the gun that was in Bear's pocket and begins to put it inside her mouth. Nikki snaps back in. Frozen in the scene, Nikki looks around the living room, stunned, scared, and confused. She looks at her own blood-stained body and hands. She shoves Bear off the couch and screams. Ian's body is at the door and the TV plays almost stopped. Thank you for tuning in to this dramatized recap of the movie Obsession 2026. Make sure to tune in for the commentary for Obsession 2026 on Talk Fantasy to Me podcast. This is Talk Fantasy to Me podcast, a ridiculous production. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. Don't forget to like and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Ridiculous Productions for show updates and more content. Talk to you next time.